Most unusual tribes in the world offer a compelling glimpse into societies whose customs and ways of life defy norms, showcasing the extraordinary paths they've carved. From remote rainforests to expansive deserts, these groups challenge traditional standards through their unique rituals, beliefs, and daily living. Get ready to be absorbed by the striking stories, deep-rooted customs, and rare ceremonies that distinguish these tribes, providing a window into the vast richness of human culture and the strength it takes to preserve it in the face of change. Let's kick off things with number 15, Mursi tribe from Ethiopia. Mursi, or Musu as they call themselves, are a nomadic pastoralist tribe in Ethiopia. Men scar their shoulders after killing in battle and shave intricate geometric designs into their scalps for rituals and dances. Every part of their bodies is coated in white chalk paint during ceremonies. Young, unmarried men engage in stick-fighting competitions, and the winner is lifted onto poles toward a waiting group of girls who decide who among them will propose to him. When Mursi girls reach the age of 15 or 16, their lower lip is pierced to insert a wooden lip plate. This trend is deeply rooted in their culture. The tribe's young girls start with a small slit, inserting wooden discs of increasing size as time passes. The practice, shocking to outsiders, is embraced with pride among the Mursi. Their bold aesthetics, rites of passage, and ancestral practices continue to resist outside influence, marking them as one of the most distinct tribal cultures in Africa. Number 14, Nigeria's hyena people. They call it magic, protected by potions, charms, and sacred amulets. A bizarre urban tribe in Nigeria entertains massive crowds with shocking stunts using hyenas, snakes, and baboons. Mostly Hausa, these men travel from city to city, drawing large audiences. They come from rural farmlands in Nigeria, where they capture wild hyena cubs, snakes, and baboons straight from their homes. One documentary captured them sneaking into a cave to steal hyena pups. These animals are trained and brought to cities for their dangerous street performances. It's said they use ancient rituals to control beasts, and rumors even claim they possess supernatural traits, half human, half hyena. The hyena men follow an ancestral tradition passed down over generations. From early childhood, they feed their kids strange herbal mixtures and make them handle snakes and hyenas, eliminating fear. This early training turns the children into fearless animal handlers, merging mythology, survival, and performance into one terrifying but sacred legacy. Number 13, the Satare Mawe tribe. The Satare Mawe refer to themselves with two distinct words, Satare, which means burning caterpillar, a nod to their clan's warrior heritage, and Mawe, which means wise parrot, symbolizing curiosity and intelligence. This tribe, native to the Maues River Basin in the Brazilian Amazon, functions under the leadership of the family chief. He lives with his children, grandchildren, and sons-in-law in a shared compound and coordinates farming, fishing, and hunting. He also organizes communal gatherings, including feasts where roasted manioc is prepared for all participants. According to the Satare Mawe origin myth, they are considered the inventors of Guarana culture. The plant grows naturally in their ancestral lands and holds cultural, medicinal, and spiritual significance. As per tradition, leadership succession is guided by this founding clan. The Satare Mawe also conduct the infamous bullet ant glove initiation, a painful rite of passage for boys entering adulthood. Through myths, dances, masks, and storytelling, their culture continues to thrive despite growing threats from outside industries. Number 12, the Mashko Piro tribe. Well, you may have heard of the infamous North Sentinel Island's hostile inhabitants, but another tribe just as cut off and arguably more feared is the Mashko Piro. Also known as the Cujareño, the Mashko Piro are a nomadic hunter-gatherer people who live deep within Peru's Manu National Park in the Madre de Dios region. The tribe has long resisted contact with outsiders due to fears of disease, having not developed immunity to modern illnesses. In 1894, most of the tribe was massacred by Carlos Fitzgerald's private army in the upper Manu River area, and the survivors fled deeper into the rainforest. Anthropologist Glenn encountered them in 1999, and since then, sightings have increased, likely due to illegal logging and low-flying aircraft tied to oil exploration. In 2013, the BBC reported that Mashco Piro members were seen asking nearby villagers for food. Today, their growing visibility worries researchers, who fear that even brief contact may pose a fatal threat to this untouched, vulnerable tribe. It's best to stay away from them. Number 11. The Tenharim Tribe. The Tenharim are one of the most numerous indigenous groups in the Brazilian Amazon. Their recent history has been marked by violent invasions from rubber tappers, loggers, and fishermen across the Salamo River region. It wasn't until the 1990s that they finally received formal recognition for most of their ancestral land. Today, as of 2025, the Tenharim fight to maintain both environmental balance and cultural survival, trying to navigate modern society while preserving their vivid traditions. Their elaborate masks and painted symbols have reached international attention for their artistic depth. The Tenharim people grow native crops such as manioc, sugarcane, and local root vegetables. In earlier days, their diet focused mostly on wild game. Fishing was rare and used primitive methods like damming rivers and using timbo-based fish poisons. Despite increasing pressure, the Tenharim still fiercely protect their land and cultural identity. Number 10. The Duka Tribe. For thousands of years, the Duka, also known as the Tsatan, have lived within the remote forests and tundras of northern Mongolia. With a population of roughly 300, they are one of the world's smallest ethnic groups. These nomadic reindeer herders move every 7 to 10 weeks, adapting to extreme terrain and climate. Their relationship with the reindeer is deeply reciprocal. The animals provide transportation, milk, and fur, while the Duka protect and guide them through harsh wilderness. Without each other, survival would be near impossible. Families spend their days preparing yogurt, cheese, bread, and herbal teas. Evenings are spent rounding up the reindeer from pasture and tethering them near camp. The Duka live in yurts built from canvas and wood, insulated with felt. Despite modernization pressing in, they resist settling, choosing freedom over comfort. Their traditions endure not as relics of the past, but as living practices held together by resilience, adaptation, and a bond stronger than language: reindeer and rider. Number 9. The Irula. The Irula, also known as Aula, are a Dravidian ethnic group found in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. Recognized as a scheduled tribe, their estimated population exceeds 200,000. Traditionally, the Irula specialized in snake catching, rat hunting, and wild honey collection. They also work as seasonal laborers during sowing and harvest, or in rice mills and cattle farms. Rats destroy nearly a quarter of crops annually in Tamil Nadu, and to combat this, Irula men use a traditional fumigation technique. Smoke is blown through clay pots into rat holes, an act that has caused widespread respiratory and heart problems among the tribe. In January 2017, 2 Irula men, Vadavel Gopal and Masi Sadayan, were invited to Florida, along with translators and trained dogs, to help track and capture invasive Burmese pythons. The mission was so successful that Florida paid them $70,000. They caught 14 massive pythons in just 2 weeks, showcasing a traditional skill modern science had failed to match. All right now, let's move to number 8, the Ayoreo. The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights has urged Paraguay to stop illegal activity in the Ayoreo's ancestral territory, located deep in the Chaco forest. This is home to the last uncontacted indigenous tribe south of the Amazon basin. The Totobiegosod are considered among the most enigmatic tribes on Earth. Ayoreo groups have lived in the Paraguayan Chaco for over half a century. This tribe first encountered outsiders during the 1940s and 50s when Mennonite farmers attempted to colonize Ayoreo territory. Decades later, the controversial New Tribes mission forced many Ayoreo from their land. According to Survival International, one of the biggest threats today is the Brazilian company Jaguarete Porã, which plans to clear vast sections of forest for cattle ranching. This alarming deforestation continues to threaten the Totobiegosod's existence and their ability to survive in isolation. The tribe's fragile connection to the land hangs by a thread, and with each tree cut, a unique human culture inches closer to extinction. Number 7. The Hamar tribe. An intense showcase of courage, physical strength, and tradition, the bull jumping ceremony is a centuries-old rite of passage for young men in Hamar culture. The Hamar tribe resides in Ethiopia's lower Omo Valley. On the day of the event, celebrations erupt. Women dance in ceremonial dress, ankles wrapped in bells, blowing horns, and drinking locally brewed sorghum beer. Depending on the family's social standing, 100 to 300 people may attend. Before the ceremony, female relatives seek out Maza men, those who've completed the ritual, and ask to be whipped. It's not cruelty, it's a bold gesture of loyalty, pain endured for the boy's honor. The scars act as proof of devotion, creating a binding obligation for him to protect them. The ceremony also signals the women's readiness for marriage, sparking fierce competition. They refuse to show weakness, each determined to withstand more than the last, which is pretty fun. Number 6. The Maasai tribe. In most parts of the world, spitting is offensive, but for the Maasai people of Kenya and northern Tanzania, it's a sacred sign of respect. They spit into their palms before handshakes, onto newborns for blessings, and on brides during wedding ceremonies. It's not an insult, it's tradition. A Maasai father blesses his daughter on her wedding day by spitting on her forehead and chest. Although now confined mostly to the Kajiado and Narok districts due to encroachment from wildlife reserves, the Maasai remain one of the most culturally distinct tribes in Africa. Despite accounting for just 0.7% of Kenya's population, their customs are internationally recognized. Their vibrant red shukas, intricate beadwork, and enduring rituals continue to attract global attention. The Maasai uphold their identity with pride, resisting outside influence while adapting where necessary. Their values, community bonds, and symbolic gestures have preserved their culture for centuries, even as the modern world closes in around them. Number 5. The Motu and coastal tattoo tribes. Tattooing has long been an integral tradition for the coastal tribes of Papua New Guinea, especially among the Motu, Waima, Aroma, Hula, and Mailu peoples. Women are traditionally tattooed from head to toe, while men bear chest tattoos reflecting their success in headhunting. Among coastal communities, tattooing follows strict sequences. Girls between the ages of 7 and 8 receive their first tattoos on the face and lower abdomen, extending later to the vulva, navel, thighs, knees, armpits, and eventually the chest and throat. Motifs are passed from mother to daughter or father to son, preserving family lineage and tribal pride. These tattoos represent milestones, coming of age, bravery, beauty, or spiritual protection. Though modernization has dimmed the practice in urban areas, it remains a vital rite in many traditional villages. These markings aren't just body art. They're ancestral language, etched in skin, woven into identity, and spoken silently across generations who carry history under every inch of inked skin. Number 4. The Huli Wigmen. The Huli people are indigenous to Papua New Guinea's Hela province. Their primary language is Huli, though many also speak Tokpisin, neighboring dialects, and a bit of English. Numbering over 250,000, they are among the nation's largest cultural groups. Before Australian governance, Huli society revolved around inter-clan warfare. Nearly 12% of all compensation disputes were rooted in war. From as early as age 12, boys were trained to become warriors, learning to use bows and arrows in preparation for tribal conflict. The Huli are believed to have inhabited their region for thousands of years, maintaining extensive oral records of lineage, land, and clan affiliations. They traveled across both highland and lowland territories for trade and warfare. Europeans didn't know of the Huli until 1934, when two prospectors, the Fox brothers, recently parted from famed explorers Mick and Dan Leahy, killed at least 50 Huli in a fatal gold-searching expedition. Despite colonization, Huli customs and stories remain strong. Number 3. Ulas family. There are a few rare tribes that aren't just isolated but also remain uncontacted. In a remote village in Turkey's Hatay province, hidden from the outside world, lives a truly unique family. It includes a father, mother, and 19 children, but 5 of these children stand out. The reason? This unusual group walks using both their hands and feet. For years, only a few scientists knew about this odd phenomenon, but in 2006, cameras were finally allowed into the secluded village, introducing the world to the Ulas family. They are Kurdish and reside in a rural village near the Turkey-Syria border. The father, Resit, the mother, Hatis, and 14 of their 19 children walk upright, but 5 of the siblings have never walked on just 2 feet. They remain the only recorded adults known to walk on both hands and feet, palms flat, fingers grazing the ground. It remains one of the most mysterious and biologically fascinating tribal cases ever documented. Number 2. The Pygmies. In the vast jungles of Central Africa lives a reclusive tribe that calls themselves the Sons of the Forest. These are the Pygmies, masters of jungle survival. Their worldview centers around the forest, and their lifestyle has barely changed for centuries. Physically small, they reach maturity around age 8, marry young, and average between 1.2 to 1.4 meters tall. But height doesn't define their strength. In adulthood, young men are expected to hunt elephants as a rite of passage, no small feat. They don't farm or keep livestock. Instead, they live by foraging for wild fruit and hunting with poison-tipped arrows. Their homes are simple huts made of banana leaves or palm branches. Time and numbers hold little meaning. Life is governed by instinct and tradition. While outsiders often call them primitive, the Pygmies possess complex oral histories, spiritual depth, and survival skills unmatched in modern society. All right, guys, now, let's end this with Number 1. The Kayin tribe. The Kayin are a subgroup of the Red Karen, a Tibeto-Burman minority from Myanmar. Most of them belong to the Kayan Lahwi group, the women famous for wearing brass neck coils. During the late 1980s and early 90s, many Kayin fled political turmoil and settled near the Thai border. Women of this rare tribe are identified by their unique attire. The Kayan Lahwi women are known for wearing heavy brass rings around their necks, which give the illusion of elongation. Tourists often refer to them as giraffe women. Girls begin wearing the rings around age 5. Over time, the coil is swapped for a longer one with more loops. This tradition, though visually striking, holds deep cultural meaning. It's a symbol of heritage, beauty, and tribal pride. Despite modern influences creeping in, many Kayin women proudly continue the practice, honoring centuries of tradition and identity through each turn of the brass that adorns their necks like sacred armor. Well, that's it for today. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next one.